I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
During President Obama's first inauguration, there was a threat taken so seriously that counterterrorism agents seemed to be everywhere in the crowd of 2 million. In East Africa, people were taken into custody and given lie detector tests by the FBI. In the end, the tip turned out to be wrong, but it gave a young administration, on its very first day, a picture of what can go on behind the scenes of a major event. For this inauguration, some of the security is meant to be obvious. The Coast Guard will shut down the Potomac River, but some of the security is meant to be nearly invisible. At Union Station, 2 men who could have been waiting for a train were actually DHS behavioral detection officers who blend in with the crowd. Trained to look for suspicious behavior among passengers, they were in communication with teams of armed TSA officers.
See, that's lead number 121-02.
At the FBI's Washington field office, a command center is gearing up to coordinate the response to any threat that may emerge. Kimberly Howell is in charge of a team of intelligence analysts that looks at each one.
There are always threats coming in. The inauguration is no different. It's our job to assess those threats, evaluate them.
At FBI headquarters, as they followed unfolding events in Algeria at the Strategic Information and Operations Center, Deputy Assistant Director Jenny Lay talked about the daunting challenge they face before an event like an inauguration.
You can't just cancel it. You can't just call it off. You have to be working diligently and aggressively behind the scenes to make sure that that threat does not occur.
What are the threats to this inauguration?
At the time, we actually have no credible threats to this inauguration, but that does not mean that we are not behind the scenes still constantly evaluating, constantly looking at everything that's coming in.
And John Miller's joining us now in our Washington bureau. John, you mentioned a threat against the president's inauguration back in 2009. What was that all about?
Well, Scott, I was working in the FBI at the time, and that was information from a source who said there was a plot to attack the inauguration by an al-Qaeda affiliate in Somalia. And that meant running down leads in Kenya, Uganda, Somalia, and at the same time looking for suspects here on the ground in the United States. It meant working 24/7 for about 3 days. And the threat was resolved right around the time was raising his right hand to take the oath. So it came down to the wire.
The things we never know. John, thanks very much.